I really enjoyed the week some months ago where I tried sleeping on a medieval mattress for 7 days, but I made some choices during that shoot that I felt like I could improve upon in the future. I'm also a deeply curious person, so I felt like there was more to explore in the realm of ancient mattresses. That's why I thought it'd be insightful and also fun to sleep on an ancient Roman mattress for a week, specifically one that an ancient Roman of a lower income might have available to them, minus the vermin like rats, bedbugs, and lice obviously, since I really don't feel like introducing those into my house. You're likely wondering what ancient Roman sleeping practices entailed. Beds varied between economic classes, however, evidence seems to point to people of all classes owning real bedding and beds. This information actually quite surprised me, but when I thought about it logically, it made sense. If materials like canvas and straw were reasonably affordable even for the poorest individual, this wouldn't be so far-fetched. For the mattress, Daily Life in Ancient Rome, the People and the City at the Height of the Empire, published in 2003 by Carcopino, states, on a base of interwoven strips of webbing were placed a mattress and a bolster, whose stuffing was made of straw or reeds among the poor, and among the rich of wool shorn from the Luconian flocks in the valley of the Meuse, or even of swan's down. But beyond this, other materials may have been used as well. In section 97 of Petronius's Satyricon, it says, I stuffed the bed with clothes and arranged them in the shape of a man about my own height, sleeping by himself. Although this quote does not prove that stuffing a mattress with clothing was a common practice, it does show that people have always utilized whatever materials were easiest and most readily available. Bed frames were made of wood for wealthy individuals, such as the Lectus Cubularis, and archaeological evidence shows that these were generally constructed of Italian silver fir, though the wealthiest individuals may have imported expensive woods from abroad. And for poor individuals or enslaved individuals, there was sometimes a bed called gravitas, which is sort of like a cot with netting. In Petronius' Satyricon in section 97 again, the author writes, I told Giton to get under the bed at once and took his feet and hands into the webbing, which held up the mattress on the frame. I ran into some issues in the planning of this project, mainly that I don't have woodworking or carpentry skills, nor the ability or financial position to be able to commission someone to make an ancient Roman replica bed. Therefore, I had to come up with an idea that would not only have been feasible for the period, but also feasible for my budget and skill set. I read a fascinating article from the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, or AASM.org. The article was written by two MDs, Dr. Dimitrios Kantas and Dr. Valentina Gnoni. They described some of the sleep practices in ancient Rome, and at one point they mentioned, in contrast, there were no bedrooms for poor people. They lived in little houses called insulae that were buildings with multiple floors composed on different flats called synaculum. Often a family used to live in only one big room in which the bed was a parallelepiped of walled up and plastered bricks on which there was the mattress. They also mentioned this mattress being a sack filled with dried vegetables, which I had no idea what this meant, as dried vegetables can be many things. It felt suddenly like there was an option that was possible for me that was also potentially historically accurate for ancient Rome. I wasn't really able to find other sources mentioning these plastered brick foundations for beds, but this source felt solid enough, no pun intended, that I decided to go in this direction. Since quite a bit of evidence from ancient Rome shows us that straw would have frequently been used to stuff mattresses, I decided to opt for this material for my own stuffing. This felt very similar to my experience with the Medieval Mattress Week, but there I used hay as it was a material more accessible to me, so this time I wanted to get my hands on some actual straw, as to make the experience even more similar to the actual ancient Roman one. Pillows or bolsters could be stuffed with a variety of materials, from wool or down to straw. In some cases, for those who couldn't afford additional materials, the pillow could even just be rolled up clothing. There isn't a ton of information about the materials used for the outer fabrics of the mattress or for the bedding, so I decided to just use my reasoning skills and go for hemp canvas for the mattress and pillow covers, since hemp was readily available and commonly used in ancient Rome for all sorts of different purposes. And for the bedding itself, I opted for linen and wool, both of which also existed in ancient Roman times. Regarding sleep practices and Take this all with a pinch of salt, as a lot of it is a possibility rather than a certainty, as evidence for ancient Roman sleepwear is quite scarce. But ancient Romans probably either slept without any clothing on, or they would sleep wearing their undergarments, such as the bust wrap called strophium, which I've experimented with in other videos, as well as subligaculum, or the loincloth, which I've also experimented with in a video. Additionally, sometimes a tunic would also be worn to bed over the undergarments. The ancient Roman tunic is very similar to the ancient Greek chiton, which I've made quite a few of. Now, there is evidence that medieval European people and even Victorians may have slept biphasically, or more so followed segmented sleep, meaning sleeping in two parts during the night. However, evidence seems to show that this is not the case in the same way for ancient Roman people. They likely had a siesta or a short sleep during the day, but would have one long sleep that went through the night, rather than waking up in the night and then going back to sleep again until morning, as was likely the case with medieval people or the Victorians. Laura Nissen states it was not necessary to sleep during the siesta, but other activities such as bathing could take place then. So the siesta likely didn't even mean only sleep, but just time for taking rest in general. I'm filming this introduction after I've already underwent my week-long experiment, and I'm very excited to share the results with you, as it was quite surprising actually. But before we jump into this experiment, I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video, June's Journey. These week-long videos always take a ton of time and effort, so sponsors like June's Journey make producing this content possible for me. June's Journey is an enthralling hidden object mystery game, and it has a captivating detective story that takes place in the 1920s. The hidden object scenes are incredibly glamorous with their vintage decorations and old-timey music. I love the strength of the main character, June Parker, who is on a quest to solve the murder of her sister, and as her adventure progresses, she uncovers many family secrets. The curveballs in the storyline really keep me on my toes, and many themes are explored, including love, betrayal, social injustice, motherhood, and more. In addition to having a fascinating storyline, along with Art Deco-inspired hidden object scenes, you also get to decorate your own island, join a club to play with your friends or other like-minded people, and even participate in special events to get in-game rewards. You can download June's Journey for free by clicking the link or scanning the QR code here on screen, and June's Journey is available on iOS and Android mobile devices as well as on PC. Thanks again to June's Journey for sponsoring this video, and now let's jump into a week of ancient Roman sleep. I prepared for this mattress week by hand stitching some heavyweight hemp canvas, and you can see here just how stiff the drape is. That's exactly what I wanted as a mattress cover. I made some back stitches with waxed linen thread and tried to utilize the self edges whenever I could. Then I moved on to making a brick foundation. I laid some bricks side by side to create a base to set the mattress on top of. I'll explain in just a moment why I decided to do everything this way. I just carried so many bags of bricks and stacked them all, but the foundation is done, thankfully. I'm actually standing on the brick platform right now. I want to get the experience of having the brick as a surface layer, which is why I'm only layering up one time, because I am not a bricklayer. I don't know how to plaster bricks together. And underneath the bricks, I just laid a bamboo mat, and obviously bamboo is not ancient Roman, but it's just the thing that I had because I didn't want the bricks scratching my wooden floors. And I got straw this time, not hay, because yeah, there were so many comments about that on the medieval mattress video. It is really roughly cut though, so it doesn't have that full-length straw springiness, but it's what showed up. I'm not going to return 30 kilos of straw, and we're just gonna work with that. Having the brick foundation layer, literally, makes so much sense to me because sleeping directly on the ground, as I discovered in the last challenge, and also as I've discovered in my own life from backpacking a lot, it's very, very cold and get very cold quickly if you don't have enough insulation underneath you. And not to mention, ancient Roman households, especially for poorer people, would have had a lot of vermin and things crawling on the floor at night. So yeah, you don't exactly want that on you whilst you're asleep, so sleeping directly on the floor would not have been a wise idea. That's why it makes so much sense to me that they would have some sort of plastered together brick configuration or some sort of foundation to then build on top of. Alright, so I've got my fully sewn hemp canvas sack here, and it is quite heavy. Let's go and fill it up with straw. So now it was time to stuff the mattress with straw. I put on a dust mask and turned on my air purifier, and got to stuffing. In the medieval mattress experiment, I set the entire bale with the plastic removed into the mattress cover, and then I jumped on it to spread it out, so it was more compact than what maybe would have been done historically. I really heard the feedback on this matter in the comments section, and that's why this time I decided to separate the straw and set it into the cover a handful at a time for a bit more of an accurate experience. Then I pinned the open edge shut. Straw was everywhere. It was an absolute mess. I am done, and I am absolutely exhausted. Oh, this is kind of comfortable. This is really nice, actually. It's quite a different experience laying on the straw when it's not just like a big bale that I then jumped on a lot to try and break up like I did the last time because I didn't want to deal with the massive amount of mess, which I still haven't cleaned up, behind me. Well, that was quite the day. I'm going to be exhausted by tonight, for sure. I will hit the straw. Why are my buns like this? Why is this the bane of my channel these days? I'll see you all later tonight for night 1. Goodbye! I added a linen sheet for warmth and coverage, and also to create a little extra barrier between me and the straw dust. I'm in bed and it's night 1, and I'm actually super comfortable. I was feeling very cozy when I first saw my bed, and I was getting really excited, honestly, to be able to jump into it and yeah, just test it out for the first night and see how it goes. I'm wearing my ancient Greek chiton, but it's pretty similar in cut to the ancient Roman tunic, and this is often what women slept in during ancient Roman times, so it makes it feel like an even more real experience. I'm curious tonight whether or not I'm going to need a pillow. And if I wake up tomorrow and I'm like, yeah, my neck is aching, I definitely need a pillow, then I'm going to take some more of this hemp canvas and basically stuff it with straw and create like a little mini pillow for myself. This feels so nice. Ah, I love it. So cozy. I'm gonna turn off the lights and go to bed, and I'll see you all in the morning. Good night. I'm still awake, I'm just hiding under here. Good morning. So I just woke up and I slept for, I think, a nice long 8.5 hours, except I woke up, from what I remember, about 5 times in the night because I couldn't quite get comfortable. There's some parts of the mattress that are a lot firmer than others because the straw will move in the night. My voice is cracking a lot because I just woke up. Yay! Trying to adjust myself. Sleeping in this ancient Greek or ancient Roman dress is very comfortable, actually, and I kind of want to make a bunch of them now that I wear for bed in my usual life. That would be really cool. And I definitely need to make a pillow. I'm feeling the most pain in my hip and in my neck. So if I make a pillow today, then the neck pain should hopefully subside. Wow, what was my wrist doing there? There was some hypermobile stuff going on. Yeah, I've got hypermobility. I think I've talked about it before on my channel. Let me scoot down my wrist. I'm kind of out of frame a little bit. And then regarding the hip pain, I'm going to stuff some more straw into the entire mattress so that way the layers that get more thin, like where my body weight is, it won't be able to do that as much, so there'll be more stuffing. I also think I might use a sleep tracker tonight to just see how often I'm actually waking up. They're not that accurate, but it'll at least give me a little bit of an idea rather than having nothing and just using my memory. And I feel like my half-awake memory is even less accurate, so yeah. This is exactly why I left the opening of the mattress for now unsewn, because I had a feeling I might need to make some adjustments potentially, and so I didn't want to sew it up and then have to undo the whole thing by cutting it open, so this is just a much more efficient solution. Have a nice day. I will see you later. I knew I needed a pillow for the following evenings, so I took some scraps from the bigger hemp canvas piece that I cut, and I backstitched the long side, then I stuffed it with some of my remaining straw and whip-stitched it closed. So you can kind of see here how it became quite a bit flatter when I was sleeping on it, and like right in this section where my main part of my body was, it's really flattened out. There's even like a big kind of under dip there. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but I think you get the point. I ended up adding everything that was left in the original straw bale, handful by handful, into the mattress to make the stuffing even more supportive. Alright, it's done, and you can see how much bigger it is now. It looks way more comfortable. I'm very excited now. It is night 2, and all the problems I had last night I dealt with today, so I'm hoping that means that I'm gonna sleep way better tonight. It already feels a lot more comfortable. I've noticed for some reason this time around the way I've packed in the straw, as in like a lot more loose, it almost makes it feel more firm in a way. Like I almost feel like the medieval mattress was a bit softer, which I think is kind of a strange concept, but yeah, that's how I'm feeling. And aside from having to wrestle this mattress to get it to be stuffed in a way that's more even, I didn't have to do tremendous amounts of physical labor today, so I'm tired, but I'm not physically completely exhausted. All right, well, good night. Fare thee well. And I will see you all in the morning. Hopefully very well rested. Trying to reach the camera. Well, I slept way better this last night. And according to the sleep tracker, I did not wake up at all during the night, and I actually got quite a bit of deep sleep and REM as well. And I feel it this morning. I woke up before my alarm. I felt super comfortable. I don't have any pain in my neck or shoulders like I did yesterday because of this pillow. The only thing is I have a little bit of soreness in my hips still, but it's not that bad at all. And I think it's just because my body needs to take time to adjust to the firmness of the mattress. And I'm curious to know how the aches and pains in my hips will change during the week. Huge success. And it just goes to show that even if life really sucked in a lot of ways for the poorer people during ancient Roman times, they likely still had at least decently comfortable mattresses. So if they had time to sleep, hopefully that sleep was at least the way that I had it yesterday. So, you know, enough to be able to get deep enough rest. I think a lot of the time when we think of history and we think of people in the past, especially people of lower income levels, we tend to think that their lives were 100% complete suffering and misery. And yes, their lives absolutely were immense amounts of suffering and misery, but I like to also think that they were human and that they found ways to be comfortable sometimes if they could, and they found ways to express joy and experience some of the more pleasant things in life if they could. I just think it's so important that we humanize people in the past, especially people that we tend to dehumanize a lot more, which is, you know, often people of lower income levels. Wow, I'm so croaky this morning. Oh, my shoulder just popped. It was so loud. Okay, I need to get up. See you all tonight for night 3. I made my bed after getting up, I had a cup of herbal tea, and then I got to work until the nighttime. I am giddy with excitement to go to bed tonight because I just had such a nice day and I felt so well rested. Oh, my hair is strangling me. Long hair problems. And tonight I'm wearing this ancient Greek green keten that I made a while back, I think last summer. And I'm still pretending that it's an ancient Roman tunic, even though it's an ancient Greek keten. Oh, I had a hair in my mouth. It's definitely my bedtime. I just had such a big yawn. My eyes are slowly drifting closed. They're so heavy and tired. Okay, time to go to bed. Good night. See you in the morning. I slept so well last night. I feel amazing this morning. I think I feel better than I have even sometimes waking up in my normal bed.
and nothing in my body hurts this morning. In fact, it actually feels really good, and I don't know, I feel like this is like a revolutionary sort of experience for me right now. I don't really know how to explain it other than that. I feel like a little gremlin this morning. What is my hair doing? Who knows? I am thoroughly impressed. I am actually liking this more than my usual bed. And I never thought in a million years that I would say that, because my usual bed is amazing. It's very comfortable and I really love it. So I guess this is just different. It feels a lot more supportive on my body. I'm gonna go and do my day, and I'll see you all tonight for another night of great sleep. Woo! Probably. Well, we'll see. Maybe everything will go horrible. Who knows? Maybe everything will go wonderfully. Who knows? All right, see you then. Time to get up. Hello everybody, it is night 4. Night 4, yay! And I'm very tired, I stayed up way too late. It doesn't feel like a foreign bed, it feels like my bed. It feels like the bed that I just want to come home to and go to sleep in. So that's a really nice sign. That means I have acclimated. I'm going to do a little bit of knitting before bed, which is very not ancient Roman, but I have a new project going, recently casted on, and it's riveting. So honestly, I'm so impressed by this that it actually doesn't even feel like a historical experiment anymore. It just feels like my normal thing. Good night. See you all in the morning. It is morning. Hello. I'm too low for this. Okay. I slept not as well as the last few nights, but I think that's not due to the mattress. That's due to, like, well, one, I had to wake up at one point to shoot that little time lapse you saw. I really wanted to get that shot because I just thought it would be really fun. But according to the tracker, didn't get interrupted any more than that. Nothing in my body hurts, so that's good. Yeah, feeling pretty decent, all things considered. And I don't know, just really enjoying this a lot. It feels very liberating being able to make your own bed and sleep in it. I made my own bed and I laid in it. Alright, well, let's see how night 5 goes. It is currently night 5 and I feel like everything is just going so well, almost too well. Because I sort of had a go at this whole experience with the medieval mattress experiment, I feel like I knew exactly what I needed to do this time around to set up the best chances of success. It also probably helps that it's not winter right now. With the medieval mattress week, I remember being quite cold on some of the nights and managing to finally figure that out and get it to a good place by the end. But yeah, there were a couple of really rough nights during that week. I also found straw in my underwear today, which, yeah, it gets everywhere. There's no escaping the straw just ending up in places where it shouldn't. I'm sure I'll be finding straw for years after this. Good morning, everyone! Well, last night I slept not as good as the other nights. I had some really weird dreams and they kept on waking me up a little bit. Got my knitting here today, as you can see, my little ball of yarn. So cute. This was a lovely hand-spun wool, silk, and linen blend. And I'm making a little cover thing with it. Yay. That's the little update. I'm gonna go knit. We'll see you all tonight for night 6. Wow, it's almost done. This is great. Yeah, I cannot knit in this position for very long. I am gonna have to get up and knit sitting up a little bit better. It is night 6, and I wish I had not said this morning that things are awfully peaceful, and in the middle of the day today I started to get a sore throat. Yeah, not what I was hoping for. I'm hoping it's just due to the shift in humidity. I did test myself for the plague and I don't have the plague, so that's good. All in all, the bed is still comfortable. I'm doing pretty good, but I am starting to miss my own bed. Not because this bed isn't comfortable anymore or something like this. It's just because there's nothing quite like your own bed, you know? In the beginning of the week, I felt like I could sleep in this bed forever. And then now I'm like, no, my bed, oh, I miss it. So I'm also just kind of tired of sleeping in my work studio. It's kind of hard to have work-life separation when you do that. And I'll see you all in the morning, and we'll see whether or not I'm sick. I just woke up, but I woke up 2 hours before my alarm. Yeah, I definitely have a sore throat. I have no other symptoms. And this morning, I have woken up with some pain in my body. I'm wondering if it's because of the ketone. It's a lot of fabric, so sometimes parts of it will bunch up at certain areas, like my rib or my hip or something. And yeah, just cause a little bit of tenderness when I wake up because of, you know, the extra bump. Or it might be the mattress, I'm not really sure. So perhaps it needs a good shake or a little readjustment. See you all tonight for the final night. It's night 7, the final night, and I am indeed sick. It's very mild, thankfully. I took some medicine, and so I'm feeling a lot better already. And I am so pleased with how this week has gone. This is definitely going to be a mattress setup that I will come back to again in the future because it worked really well. I always keep all the casings after I finish these weeks, so that way I can utilize them in the future and stuff them with more straw. And the straw goes to my friends with gardens, that way they can use it for mulch. I am going to end the video here because I already know that this is very comfortable and I want to be able to rest tomorrow since I'm not feeling well and not worry about filming or doing too much work. But yeah, these have been a lovely 7 days and I'm so glad that this has worked out so well. I know that this might not seem comfortable to some of you, but sometimes these historical aspects and experiences will surprise you and will end up making you see historical people in a different light. Thank you so much for watching and for being a part of this experience. And thank you again to June's Journey for sponsoring this video. Download June's Journey for free by clicking the link in the description or scanning the QR code here on screen. I'm gonna hit the straw now. And I will see you all in the next video. Good night! I know that I said that I was going to end the night on the night 7, but it is now the day of day 7. Does that make sense? I think it does. And I just wanted to do a quick check-in and say everything went great. I even got a lot of rest, even though I'm a little bit sick today. And yeah, I'm feeling really good. This was such a successful thing. And I will definitely be sleeping on an ancient Roman mattress like this again. It's really, really nice, actually. I'm glad that I finally figured this out, and I did it in a way that I feel like is pretty in line with what potentially may have been done historically. Alright, well this is truly the end of the video now. I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye!